Hello, beautiful people. Thanks for tuning in on what day? We are on day 8 in our journey, our quest for finding out a little bit more about love, having a conversation, a dialogue. Could we get better at this whole deal? And of course, one of the things we want to talk about, to be full circle and transparent, right, is going to be the concept of what about when it's not all warm and fuzzy? What if right now, on this 8th day of February, your heart is hurting? And maybe it's not hurting because someone has hurt you. Maybe you hurt someone and you're not sure how to resolve that. These are the sticky situations, right? That also include love. And I, myself, have been in those situations, and I, in full disclosure, am currently in one of those situations, believing God to bring restoration and forgiveness. And, the greatest of these is love, right? Faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. That's a verse I cling to. So this particular subject definitely falls under the category of things that I do not know all about and definitely don't have figured out. One thing I've definitely learned for me personally is it helps to have some trusted friends who give godly wisdom and advice that you can kind of talk through your emotions with, and trusted counselors as well. Because sometimes things are just hard, and sometimes things are heavier than we really thought they might be in any given situation, right? We're just not always prepared. God's not ever surprised, so he totally has the equipping there for us, but sometimes we can feel caught off guard. So tools to help us give others, the space they need to process things, tools to help us process things ourselves, or maybe also tools to help us have peace while we're waiting and trusting that God is moving. These are the things that I've needed the most in my life to really be able to come to places where I could offer forgiveness, where I could experience and receive forgiveness, honestly, where I could forgive myself in circumstances, certain ones. So I wonder if that's you. I wonder if is there anybody that would put down in the comments like, hey, I could use some prayer on that. Just those little praying hands. And if that's you, I just want you to know that I commit that I will pray over you today and your heart. Whether it's hurting because of a situation you're finding yourself in or because of choices you made that caused hurt, it doesn't matter. I don't need to know the details because God certainly does. But when you're loving people, definitely we run the risk of having our heart hurt. It's not just our feelings. Sometimes it's our hearts, right? And that's part of the risk versus reward. The reward is definitely big enough to take the risk, but we humans can be so complex and complicated that sometimes we spend a lot of time in the messy middle, dealing with emotion. And the best choice in my experience has been when I always say, if in 30 seconds or less, I cannot figure out if I know the answer or not, it's time to call someone wiser than I. Whether that's stopping to pray about it, looking up some verses of scripture, and then maybe even, like I said, calling a trusted counselor or friend. I do know that forgiveness brings freedom. Forgiveness, I learned early in life, is not ever because wherever the offense was okay, but forgiveness, actually, the person it frees is you. It sets you free to be able to live your life fully, experiencing love in all of the ways God has for you. So clearly we keep it real on this channel. Hold while I pick up my notes. And we're back because I definitely wanted to give you the 2 verses today. Ephesians 4:2, be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love. And then Ephesians 4:32, be kind to one another and tenderhearted, freely forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, has freely forgiven you. Those are tough concepts today, but to be fair, to be real, to be full circle, I knew we needed to touch on that. And again, if you could use some prayer yourself, just put those praying hands down below and rest assured, I'll take you straight to the Father from my heart to yours. Thanks for tuning in.